Hey there, Taylor Elwood here, and today I thought I would talk about the topic of how to actually make time to do your magical work on a daily basis. I get asked on occasion, what does your magical work look like? And my magical work is a daily activity. I'm always doing something in relationship to the magical work that I'm doing. And some people say, well, how can you do that? I mean, you seem like you're always busy, you're writing books, you've got a job, you've got other things going on. And, the answer to that really just comes right down to priorities. I mean, I'll just say that right from the very beginning, when I first started practicing magic at 16, I was doing daily work. This wasn't something that I gradually came into. From the very beginning, I had always wanted to practice magic, and when I found out that yes, magic was real and that you could do stuff with it, I wanted to practice it every day. I wanted to explore what could be done with it. So I'll admit that my priority has always been on the practice of magic. It's been something that has been important to me from the very beginning, and it's never changed that way. Other than one period, there was a period where I was dating someone who didn't practice magic for only a few months. You can tell why it didn't work out. And during that period I didn't practice magic regularly, and I I felt like my life was definitely not better for it. I felt like I was lacking, something that was important to me. So needless to say, I was really happy when that relationship didn't work out, because it was really a blessing, in disguise. At the time, it didn't feel like it, but afterwards, within a couple weeks, it was like, man, I can't believe what I was giving up to be with this person. And that included my magical practice, and that just goes to show, don't ever get involved with people that want you to give up what is fundamental to who you are, because they're not worth it. But in any case, beyond that, I mean, I've always been very consistent about my magical practice. And the thing is that, I've certainly had periods of time where, like when I was self-employed, I had, lots of time, so to speak. But really I didn't, because I was running a business, and, I had a lot of things to do with that business. So really, there's never been a time in my life where I haven't had a busy or packed schedule. And so the thing about my magical practice is that what makes it happen is that I make the choice to make it happen on a regular basis. And what I find is that when you have a job, it can especially feel like it's hard, because you're giving away 8 hours of your life to that job, if not more, because you're commuting, each day as well. But again, it comes down to how you organize your day. I know for like myself, when I first go into work, I do Qigong exercises. And that's really for my benefit, but it's also for the benefit of the work I'm going to be doing that day, because by doing those exercises, I'm putting myself into the right frame of mind in order to be ready for that work. And I think that's important. So when you do your work, when you have that kind of a situation, you find ways to get creative, and that's really what I would say. When I used to commute using public transportation, for example, I would do some of my meditation during the public transportation, because it was a great way to just kind of occupy my mind with whatever it was I needed to focus on. And at that time, especially in the morning, I wasn't fully awake anyway, so it kind of gave me a chance to take that state of semi-slumber and put it to good use. Now, I will go and I'll exercise, and then I'll come home and I'll do it then. The other thing you have to realize is that there are trade-offs. I mean, it's your choice. If you're gonna do daily spiritual work, you are gonna be making trade-offs. You're choosing to put that time toward that work, and that means that there are gonna be other things you're not gonna get to. And the very fact that I choose to come home and meditate after work is a trade-off, because I'm giving away, about an hour of my time toward those spiritual practices. Now, some people would say, is it worth it? And my answer would be yes, because how I feel afterwards in terms of just feeling mentally and spiritually refreshed and focused and being able to then do the work I do, the writing and stuff that I want to do, makes it worth it to me. Am I giving away an hour of time I could put toward writing or something else? Sure, I am, but would that writing be as good? Probably not. So I mean, you have to look at it in terms of the benefits as well. What are the benefits that are going to help you continue to do this? In my case, the benefit is that it's allowing me to continue to do spiritual work that's interesting to me. It's actually helping in some cases because it's helping me to produce the content that I'm going to write about. And it's also one of those cases where it makes a difference in terms of just the overall quality of life. Well, some people will say, well, that's great, Taylor, but I just don't know. I can't commit to that. Well, then what can you commit to? I always say that if you can even put 5 minutes a day toward daily spiritual work, then that's 5 minutes. That's 5 minutes that you've taken that you've devoted to yourself to improve yourself. I also think that really, when you're doing spiritual work, it is a commitment. You're not just making to the spirits or anything else. You're making it to you. You're making it to who you are. You're saying, I am worth this commitment. Well, if you're worth this commitment, if this is something that you're worth, then there's no reason not to do it, and in fact every reason to do it, because what you're really doing is you're saying, this is what matters to me. So I recommend taking that kind of approach as well if you need that kind of motivation to figure out why you're doing this. But if you're still not clear on why you're doing it, then maybe you just shouldn't do it. I mean, hey, I'm not going to hold it against you, tell you that you're wrong to do it or not do it. No one else will. You're the one who has to live with yourself at the end of the day. And if you feel like daily spiritual work is too much work to do, then don't do it. Don't force yourself to do it. But if it's something that you're really serious about, if it means something to you, if it's something that improves and enhances your life, then you'll find that that alone should be motivation enough. And then it's just a matter of prioritizing and saying, okay, I'm going to carve this time out. And again, if you carve that time out, yes, you're giving up time to do other things, but are those other things as fulfilling? Are they as important? That's up to you to answer. I can't answer it for you. I can tell you for myself that they're not as important, and that if anything, they are greatly enhanced by me doing the work that I'm doing. And so at the end of the day, that's why I recommend doing daily spiritual work with your magical practice, because it's only going to benefit you and benefit all the other areas of your life. But again, your choice, your priority, and that's what really matters. Anyway, thought I would share that with you and just share some thoughts, in terms of what you can do, and again, remember, even if it's just 5 minutes a day, that's 5 minutes that you've put towards yourself and your spiritual work. Take care and have a great day.